Good morning, you beautiful people. Manchester City absolutely dominated Arsenal last night. My voice is still recovering. So is my tiredness. 4-1 at the Etihad Stadium. City left a marker on the Premier League. They bullied an Arsenal team that was so impressive in the first half of the season, but shit got real. Big time, and City stepped up to the plate and delivered a masterclass, as I knew they would. I genuinely knew they would. City just so fucking good, man. We are so blessed to witness this City side right now. The quality of the football last night, the quality of City's performance, the intelligence, the integrity, the versatility, the creativity, just all the itty sounds at the end. Just genuinely immense stuff. There's loads I could talk about. Of course, this is 5 things that we learned, where I took about 5 topics that I personally want to talk about. There's loads I could talk around. And I think I probably will cover the odd thing at the end of this video as well. So hang around after I've talked about the 5th thing. But this is what I want to talk about in particular today. Please do hit the like button on this video. 1 like is 1 Haaland goal, I guess. That's probably not even unrealistic. That's a crazy thing. And of course, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. I can't underestimate just how important, or overstate, I guess, how important that performance was last night. Just wonderful stuff. Genuinely wonderful stuff. Like, Arsenal will be absolutely downtrodden after that. A run of draws and then a crushing defeat against Manchester City. They've got Newcastle and Brighton coming up. I cannot see them not dropping points again. It's going to be a really tough few weeks for them, I reckon. City could run away with this. And I can't wait, by the way, to be on the overlap tomorrow. Ooh, I hope Robbie's there, man. I hope Robbie's there. Because I did a show with Robbie. He did a combined 11 and he tried to get more Arsenal. I think he did get more Arsenal players and wasn't happy about it at all. And I kept saying, you're getting giddy. Let's come back at the end of the season. Half a season does not make it doesn't make a year, for example. You don't know players until you've seen him when it actually gets going. And right now, Arsenal look piss poor, if we're being totally honest. Good morning to everyone in the chat. Marcus says, I think Big Earl should let his hair down more often. Yeah. Let's head out. Everyone should do. Convoy caught a live stream. Hello, my friend. Today I feel Vidal Sassoon. I think we all do, mate. Dash Mesh says, what an amazing win. KDB masterclass. Indeed, mate. A noted appointment said KDB man of the match. Akanji played amazing. Rodri is levels ahead of Party. Yeah, absolutely. It's men against boys. AIB says, what a win last night. Men versus boys. Side note, I sent you DM. I'll check that DM, mate, as well. Kanji, sorry, I've not got around to it because I was working last night. Mario says, good morning, Stephen. Always happy to listen to you. Thank you very much, my friend. Hello to Money Fio Fernandez and everyone else in the chat. It's good to see you. Good to see you. So I'm going to start with the first place. The topic of this video, Erling Haaland is evolving, and it's not just because he let his hair down, though. That felt symbolic, didn't it? It felt symbolic. Erling Haaland last night showed the final version of Erling Haaland. Well, a glimpse of what the final version of Erling Haaland looks like. And I tell you what, I'd be nervous if I was killing Mbappe. If he thinks he's going to be the poster boy, I don't know. This Erling Haaland is coming for that crown. Seriously, Haaland last night, it was a complete performance. There were shades of Henry to his game. There were shades of Didier Drogba, while at the same time just being Erling Haaland, being that fucking legend that we know he is. Last night, Haaland's performance wasn't one about his goals for once. It really wasn't. We know he can score goals, though he was sort of wasteful in front of goal last night. He did get his goal, of course. He broke the record with his mane flowing, which I absolutely love, by the way. I wanted to see a hair out goal, and we got it. What a fucking remarkable head of hair, by the way. He's just so enigmatic to watch, isn't he? There really is something about Haaland, like, notice you're watching City and your eyes are drawn towards him. I think superstars in general have that aura. You can't help but look at Erling Haaland, and it's the same with Messi. It was the same with people like Henry on the pitch. It was the same with people like Ronaldo, if I'm being honest. You watch certain players because they have that magnetic aura about them. And to be honest, Haaland had that. But that wasn't the point I was going to make. Last night, he came out like a man possessed. I think this was his best game after the Arsenal game, the 3-1 actually, where he was bulldozing and dominant then. But this was even a step up on that. Haaland last night was the complete performance. His link-up play with Kevin De Bruyne absolutely destroyed Arsenal. Honestly, KDB and Erling, they had him there, right in the palm of the hand. And they would not let go. They really would not let go. And from the first minute to the last, Erling Haaland played. He played like a fan, which I love, by the way. He played like he loves this City side, and all I could think watching that game at the end was like, he's not going to leave this club anytime soon, you know. He fucking loves it here. He absolutely cares. And I think the reason he won't leave as well, away from his love for the club, is because he's getting better. And he must love that. This is a man who's immensely focused about being the best in the world. He wants to be, and he's so close already, if not there. But you can see that his game's already evolving. Under Guardiola already, you look at his touch, it was so clean last night. Where previously he looked a little bit cumbersome, the ball occasionally bounced off him. You saw glimpses of his technical ability, but last night his touch was so clean. The way he turned so aggressively, a couple of his dribbles and his runs at Arsenal was so devastating, man. It really was. His close control, his footwork, and his power. Like when you've got a 6'5" Olympic-sized athlete, well, he's like a rugby player, man. When you got him basketball height, you know, Olympic sprinter, the strength of like I don't know, the physicality of a rugby player or something like that. When that's running at you, and you know he's so deadly, it's a terrifying prospect. And it wasn't just, of course, his dribbling, his link-up play with Kevin De Bruyne. It was smart. It wasn't technically good. It was also smart. It was both technically good and smart. Like, there's a real intelligence to his game, and I love to watch it because we've got a player who could just be happy to be, you know, a goal getter, and Guardiola could be happy for him to do that. But Guardiola doesn't rest anyone. I don't care who you are, says Guardiola. You will improve under me. I will smooth those rough edges. And as Jay just said, I mean, this is a reference that some of you guys won't get, but he says the Jonah Lomu of the Premier League. If you don't know who Jonah Lomu is, he's a rugby player who played for the All Blacks for New Zealand. I tell you what, go watch 5 minutes watching Jonah Lomu, Jona, Jonah, Lomu on YouTube, watch him run through people. It's terrifying. And there was bits last night where Haaland reminded me of him. Absolute physical beasts. And we already knew he had that, but the power to his game. Look, 3 years from now, we're going to be looking at a Haaland who can beat people, whose link-up play will be excellent, and he'll be scoring 60 goals a season as he is. Haaland right now, in my opinion, could be just the most effective player in world football. I think he is. And if you're the most effective, or you're the best player in world football, potentially. Quick super chat before I get to the second point. Perth said, a reality check for Arsenal, much needed after their pure arrogance throughout the season. Do you know what? You're fucking right, mate. I'm sorry. I know not all Arsenal fans are arrogant, but a lot of them are. And they were arrogant. And like, I chatted to Arsenal fans, and they were adamant that all their players, so many were better than so many City's players. They really do feel like Odegaard had eclipsed KDB. They really did feel like Partey could step to Rodri. They really did feel, you know, that Saliba and all that lot were better than Diaz and Stones and so on. I'm sorry, they're good players, but last night we witnessed greatness, actual greatness. Like, they were excellent, but you witnessed some of the best in the world in their position, if not the best in the world in their position. Rodri, Partey isn't close to him, you know? As good as Martinelli and Saka are, they are still boys. And last night it was men. Watching Bernardo and Grealish and, you know, Rodri and Gundogan and De Bruyne and Haaland. Men. Powerful. Absolutely powerful. And you're right, mate. It was a reality check. The second point I want to talk about, KDB could be City's greatest. I actually put KDB is City's greatest initially, but I changed it because that was my opinion, and I can't really validate that, man. But like, the way I felt watching KDB last night, he's one of the all-time greats. Like, he's not just Manchester City's greatest, in my opinion. He's an all-timer. Like, he was immense last night, and people thought he was getting over it, man. Once again, it's just it was just immense, absolutely powerful and aggressive and domineering. The way that he charged through Arsenal's defence time and time again. He looked at Odegaard and Xhaka and Partey and Jorginho and just said, "You are not even close to my level." Like, he bullied them. The intelligence, the quality that he shows time and time again. What I love about KDB is that you can be surrounded by world-class players in biggest games, and we've seen it at the Bernabeu. We've seen it against Liverpool, the great Liverpool side. We've seen it against Chelsea, when Chelsea have been excellent at times, a few years back and whatever. We've seen it against United. We've seen it against Dortmund. We've seen it against, you know, so many teams, PSG and whatever. And now Arsenal. He's often looks a level above everyone else. I don't know how he manages to do it. Maybe it's because he is. Like, KDB is quite simply, I think he's the best midfielder in the world, and he could be the best player in the world. He's just remarkably good. And last night, he taught Arsenal a new one. He was one of those guys who just... He's obviously a bit of a leader, but he's naturally just brilliant, man. Just absolutely brilliant. Like, he really does let his football do the talking, so to speak. He just turns up and fucking dominates teams with an authority and a precision. A precision to his game is the best way I can put it. Like, everything he does is razor sharp and accurate. And it's devastating to watch it. And I tell you what, one of the most underrated aspects of KDB's game, and I might tweet this afterwards, is his dribbling. Like, KDB is such a powerful runner. Like, that goal last night, that first goal last night, was what Yaya Toure did. Is what Yaya Toure did. And I think, personally, KDB's a better player than Yaya. Yaya's very peak season was probably the highest level I've seen from a City player. But I actually think KDB, he could do what Yaya could do. And I think his dribbling was underrated too. I mean, like, KDB is just such a powerful, insanely incredible player. He's miles ahead of Gerrard. I'm sorry, Gerrard was capable of doing what De Bruyne could do, but KDB does it more often with more quality and more intelligence. Like, I mean this with much love to Gerrard, because Gerrard was a special player, but Gerrard was so... he was so high volume. Like, he would just play Hollywood pass and shoot, and eventually I think he has so many shots and goal constantly. And he had nowhere near the spatial awareness and intelligence of a KDB. He didn't, and I mean that with honesty and sincerity. An incredible player, but nowhere near the intelligence of KDB. KDB a better crosser, a better passer as well. KDB is on another level to anyone in the Premier League, in my opinion. He might even be better than the best in Premier League history. He might genuinely be. He's up there with Henry, if not. I think he's as good as Henry was as good as a striker. He's as good a midfielder as Henry was a striker, if that makes sense. The greatest, man. The greatest. Pep's Akanji masterclass is the third thing I want to talk about. Andy was mentioning Akanji as well. By the way, let's get the likes up, by the way. Please do hit the like button, and please do give my tweet about this video a share if you don't mind. It would be absolutely appreciated. But I want to talk about Akanji because, once again, Manu, he deserves the credit, man. Genuinely. He absolutely deserves it. A huge decision to bring him for 14 million, and an incredible one. People give these players... Do you know what? It bugged me how many people were so down on Akanji a few months back because he made a couple of mistakes. But weirdly, I always said, if Akanji had just played half the games that he had, people would be really excited by him, because they'd be saying, oh, he's got... Obviously, there's the odd rough edge here and there, but he's obviously got so much ability already. And for 40 million, it's a credible signing. But because he played so often, you had to learn on the go. But obviously, he made a mistake here and there. But he was learning how to play for possibly one of the greatest coaches of all time. It is going to take a little bit of time. But I always say, if Guardiola trusts you, it's enough, man. Like, my general rule of thumb with players now, if it's Guardiola trusts you, that is enough for me. Like, as soon as Guardiola starts playing you regularly, he sees something. Even if we don't see it straight away, just trust Pep, because he's a billion times smarter than any of us. He just fucking is. And obviously what he sees with Akanji is, firstly, an immense professional, but secondly, a competitor. Like, he sees a guy who is physical, who loves a challenge, who has the wits about him, and the desire to become one of the best in the world in his position. And he loves his attitude and professionalism, and he loves the fact that he loves a battle. He's a complete centre-back. You've got to give him credit. Last night he played up on the left, which he never does. He's a right-footed centre-back, and he played left-back against one of the best wingers in the world football. And not only did he take Saka home in his pocket, he actually offered more threat going forward than Saka did. He had one run which was better than anything Saka produced all night. Akanji was spot on, and Pep, once again, his masterclass to choose him instead of Laporte. It was a big decision, man. Absolutely a huge decision. A wonderful decision from Guardiola to do it, because obviously he said Laporte is a fantastic player, but, for me... but for me, the thing about Laporte is he's not necessarily the best one-on-one defender. He's wonderful, but Guardiola knows that Akanji's more pure defender that way, I would say. He's more physical that way, in the way that Ake is, and that's why Pep loves him, absolutely loves him. And the fact that as well, once again, Guardiola, the masterclass is he doesn't need fullbacks anymore. He just trusts these incredibly well-profiled players to do what they do wonderfully, and I love it. Mank2311 says, my favourite City sub. Thank you so much, mate, with the super chat. I think you need more mods to deal with this Nicola girl. Yeah, she's a rowdy fucker, isn't she? I can't rein her in, man. I can't rein her in. Maybe I do one day. Maybe I do. She's just, yeah. She's a wild one, that Nicola, isn't she? Absolutely, mate. Thank you so much for the support, Mank2311. Nicola's, she's a wild one, but she's my wife and I love her to bits. And thank you so much. And I'm glad you enjoyed the content, mate. I enjoy making the content for you guys. It is appreciated. Please do keep up the support. Honestly, it puts a smile on my face seeing the support. Dan said we learned get your hair out off the lads needs to be a song. Just absolutely. Amara Riff, Joe what? Amar said the atmosphere was the best I've witnessed. Can you hold that thought, Amar? Can you hold that thought? Because I'm coming to that in a bit. There may be a point or two about that coming in a minute. But either way, it was remarkable tonight. I'm going to elaborate on that very, very soon, Amar. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Back over to here. The fourth point I want to talk about is that City are powerful. And I don't mean that in terms of the transfer market flex or the fact that they're a brilliant team. I mean physically. This is a team of, and I hate to use these teams because I feel like it's so basic and a bit too, I don't know, toxic masculinity, but the pure alphas, and I mean that in the best possible sense. Like they're all just fucking warriors, man. They're absolute warriors. Like there was a bit where Partey turned around and pushed Jack Grealish, and Jack Grealish, as you see there, he just stood up to him and just mugged him off. There was a bit at the end where Ben White, 6'3" Ben White, tried to start up for whatever reason on 5'7" Phil Foden. And Phil Foden turned around and just pushed him away. And guess who came running in? Erling Haaland. And Bernardo Silva came and pushed Ben White out of the way. And then Erling Haaland couldn't wait to run in. And you got Ruben Diaz being a dominating bastard. And KDB is powerful. And you've got Rodri being a bully as well. And Stones and Ederson is mental as well. And Kanji. And this City team are just a big, strong, aggressive bunch of warriors who do not fear anyone. And I tell you what, when you've got the quality that teams have these days, seriously, like, the levels of tactical awareness across the Premier League, across Europe these days, it's so fucking high when you've got people like Brighton and De Zerbi influencing Guardiola, and he is, by the way. Guardiola would admit that himself. You have to look for those marginal gains. And what Manchester City have got right now is not only are they better on the ball, Guardiola's built a team that is actually stronger than everyone else as well. It's more committed. They work harder, but they're also physical. You cannot push them around. You can't even push Phil Foden around. 5'7" Foden up Bernardo, because they'll push you fucking back. And they know. Do you remember when Guardiola said, is it you know, a turning moment? Yeah, you're right, Pac-Man, by the way. Umer's tweets about RDZ, De Zerbi's influence are right. It's true. Genuinely, he's learned from him. And Guardiola would admit that himself. But there was a moment early on. Do you remember Guardiola's famous quote about the happy flowers? And apparently it came from Rico Lewis getting pushed and no one doing anything. And he was not happy about it at all. He wasn't happy about it at all. And he wanted people to fucking defend that 17-year-old 5'5" player, man. Fucking defend him. Absolutely go and defend one of your own players. Like, he's a kid there, man. And no one did anything. No one did anything. And it was embarrassing. And what he's got right now, he's got rid of the people who only care about themselves. Like, there are some City players that seem to care more. There were some City players more about their own performances than the team. And you look around that team right now, and there's not a single player that isn't happy for their colleagues when they do something. Even the best in the team, Erling Haaland, man, he's buzzing if someone else gets a goal for him. To the point where he's even giving up penalties to Mahrez because he wants to be such a team player. You gotta love it. And like, you got people like Cancelo who just absolutely, happy flowers to angry trees. Doesn't quite work, Patman, but I like it. But people like Cancelo, you could tell he wasn't happy for his teammates. Guardiola even explicitly said it. He said, well, they're also happy for each other. Well, maybe other than one of them, which was a reference to Cancelo. And the rumours are that Laporte sulks a little bit. And there's rumours like every now and then, as Mahrez occasionally can sulk a little bit. Though Mahrez, and that's not a dig out at Mahrez, because Mahrez absolutely is a great team player. I know that's a fact. Mahrez loves his teammates, and he don't ever put them down. But I guess what I'm saying, the players on the pitch right now, they're all utterly selfless. And people like Laporte and Cancelo who moan about getting a transfer if they don't play, and they do that, and I love them. Cancelo's fantastic at times, and Laporte fantastic at times. We need people like this where they're going to stand up for each other, and that's what's happening right now, and I love it, man. I love it. This City side, yeah, Perth said it best. He said, remember when Mourinho mocked our players for being skinny and struggling with the wind or whatever? We are the wind now, mate. We are a force of fucking nature, pal. He's transformed him. He has, Sergio, indeed. Yeah, remember we lost the title in December, indeed. Abdullah Banahamad, thank you so much for joining, mate. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I will try and do a fan review live tonight, actually, if anyone wants to. I'll try and pop on potentially, or maybe tomorrow, but either way, it's going to happen, don't worry. You superstar, thank you so much, mate, and welcome to the Academy. The final point I want to make is touching on Amir's point earlier. The Etihad is special. That's my photo from last night, actually. Last night, the atmosphere was just immense at that game. Look at that glorious blue sky, by the way. That was my view, working on the Matchday Live show. And the reason I want to talk about the Etihad is because obviously it's much maligned. People pretend that we don't have any fans and whatever. They pretend that no one turns up, which is fucking nonsense, man. It's City. I don't think there's been an empty seat at the Etihad all season. It's sold out constantly these days. And I know there was at some point the odd game in maybe the cup competitions where it wasn't always sold out, but the league games have always been packed, man. But right now it just feels alive and electric in particular. Like, the Etihad has been mocked, but what the real truth of the Etihad is that it's become a real special place. It has. I mean, you go there, you go to the Etihad and you witness something special. You feel it. You feel it. Like, when you walk in that stadium now, you get a sense that there's greatness afoot, that you're going to witness a masterclass. It's a stage fitting for a Guardiola side. It's a stage fitting for Erling Haaland, and like, I know it's a bit corny and a bit cheesy or whatever, you know, the light shows and the displays and whatever, but to be honest, City's owners and they understand a spectacle. And you go to the Etihad now, and where I was sat, it shouldn't matter, but it is becoming a status thing, and it shouldn't matter, but players care about this stuff. When I was sat there last night, there was just, all I could see was celebrities everywhere. Like, it's little old City now, or the hottest ticket in town. And while that doesn't matter to us as fans, I guarantee you, the more City become a bigger show and a bigger spectacle, the more the players are drawn to the growing aura and the growing status of Manchester City. And the Etihad, it gives off that vibe now. When you go there, it just feels like you're witnessing the beginning of an iconic team being born. People can moan about money or whatever, but City know what they're doing. They really do know what they're doing. They are attracting fans from everywhere because of people like Haaland and De Bruyne and Guardiola, and people want to be there. It's why you get Will Ferrell and fucking Austin Powers, and then last night Noel Gallagher was there with the cast of Ted Lasso, and these things shouldn't matter. They don't matter to us, but they matter. They matter in the long-term reputation of this club, and the Etihad is becoming a place for superstars. And if you get superstars on the stands, in the stands and on the pitch and whatever, City's reputation grows around the world, and it feeds back into the marketing and the money and everything. And you just sense it. You walk in now, and it just feels like an occasion every single time. And I hope City always remember, though, despite all this, keep the prices. Stop it with the price increases. Keep them reasonable. Look after the fans there. But we can't deny that the City and the Etihad, it's going catastrophic, man. It really is. It's going massive. Not catastrophic. That's not the word. Stratospheric. There we go. Stratospheric. It's taking off to another level, and right now it's crazy. It's crazy, and I can't wait to see after the stand extension and the new facilities outside the front. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I wanted to talk about that. Guys, they are the 5 things that I personally took from this game. Haaland is evolving. He really is, man. The quality that he's got. This is a little summary if you just joined the video a little bit later. Haaland's game has changed so much. I mean, he's not just a tapping merchant, man. This guy can dribble. This guy can link up. But this guy can bully defenders. This was Drogba with shades of Henry. And obviously his own personal touch and all that. It was absolutely wonderful. And of course, that's not what I was going to... Let's look at the table, by the way. There it is. I didn't mean to have that up there. I did it by accident. 2 points behind, by the way, now. Look at that form for Arsenal. Only 1 win there in the last 5. That's not good, is it, at all? It's very, very exciting. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. We're looking very good. KDB could be City's greatest of all time. I think he is, personally. I think he's one of the greatest in the history of the game. I think he's the greatest possibly player in the Premier League history. He's up there. He's astonishing, and he bullied Arsenal about. Kanji deserves credit once again. Pep deserves credit for his masterclass in putting him over there, and Kanji's development as a City player. 14 million, lads. 14 million. United could have got him. Chelsea could have got him. Arsenal could have done with him, but guess what? City swept in, signed a 5th centre-back to make me fucking look like a mug. I did a video saying, how are we going to cope with 5 centre-backs? Don't play any fullbacks and make them all brilliant. And Guardiola, a genius as always. City are physically powerful. They bully teams now. You cannot stand to City. You can't, because they will bully you around, and it's powerful and it's imperious. And finally, the Etihad is a special place. Guys, thanks for watching this. I'm going to go for a walk with the wife and the family. I'm going to get out and enjoy. I can see some blue skies today over the northwest, so I'm going to get out. Give this video a like and subscribe. Watch the match reaction from last night, and I'll catch you later for another video in a bit. Up the fucking Blues. We're going to win the league. You heard it here first.